Do you like the podcast guy, Alex Partridge? He does the HD Chatterbox podcast.
I don't know that one.
Oh, he's great. And then you should also watch ADHD Love. It's really cute.
Is it on
about
YouTube?
it's about a couple. One
Okay.
is
I have watched. I think I've watched or
she has
listened to
black hair and blue
a couple
hair.
of them. I don't remember what they look like. I just remember because I do a lot of ADHD research, like like how to ADHD. That girl. that did
Yeah,
TED
she's
Talk?
the most famous. Yeah.
Well, no, she's the one who I just happened to stumble upon,
Yeah.
watch a few videos, and she's the one who inspired me to actually go get diagnosed.
Yeah, she's great. She's great. Jessica.
Have you seen her TED Talk?
Yeah, that's how I found her.
Yeah, I'm a TED geek too.
Yeah, she's great.
You should see A Stroke of Insight.
Well, I haven't. What's that?
A Stroke of Insight. It's about a lady who had a stroke.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and she's like, and I think she's autistic. Really amazing.
Okay.
I was touched and moved by it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I really like
so many TED Talks do that to me.
I know. TED Talks are just so real. You feel like you're really there.
You would like prejudge people.
Prejudge. You preach. Oh.
Like make suppositions about them or inferences.
Oh.
Obese lady comes in, she's got diabetes type 2, and he walked us through like his mindset on how he judged her and such, right? And then he's a real slim guy, good looking fella. He came down with diabetes type 2, and it changed his whole impression about medicine.
Oh, well, maybe he needed a little kick in the butt there.
Yeah, no, that's the universe saying.
Yeah.
And so you say that you're a big Jesus freak.
Yeah.
I believe in the message that they have written that he said, not that I believe anything that was really written, but these are great messages. I don't know if Jesus existed or he didn't. It doesn't matter. Because the message is there, and that's all that's important, right? And that's all that Jesus would care about if he in fact was a person, right?
Yeah. It was so good when I watched The Shack for the first time. I read the book and then watched the movie, and
I don't know
that rocked my world. I would recommend it because if you have any like little bit of religion in you, which I believe everybody does, everybody grows up with religion because religion is culture. It's embedded into us. It's that's brainwashing.
That is the problem with it.
Brainwashing.
It's
your brain. You need to get your brain set free, and Jesus came to preach the truth, and the truth will set you free, and he renews your mind. That's why it's called Kainos joy, by the way, is because secretly I'm like a secret Christian, kind of, sort of, not really. Everyone knows, but
I don't even care. You know that.
Well, because Christian, I don't like the word.
I know how that it actually has a stigma now, especially.
Yeah. So I don't like. Yeah.
Right, and I don't give a shit. I have a friend. She's a Jewish, like hyper zealot, but she's still a really kind person. I don't care.
Yeah, that's all that matters, and that you're not looking at others as less than you.
If you are, if you're not above anything or anyone, and you're inclusionary and not exclusionary,
yes,
you're my person.
Yay!
I'm salt of the earth, right? I'm an academic. I know I'm smart. People think I'm arrogant because I use large words, but that is the antithesis of my being.
That's just passion.
Get in the dirt with you.
I love theology. I got obsessed. I also have obsessed. It sounds like you have special interests, which could be in. It could be in the autism range as well.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap between that too. But my special interest was theology. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So not mine at all.
Yeah. So that's why I got. But it's because I had an experience, like a spiritual experience first.
Okay. So funny that you say that. They always talk about in AA and treatments of the higher power, right?
Yeah.
It could be a doorknob.
Oh, yeah. The doorknob never helped me.
I'm sorry, but I never really got that idea.
Or the people in the rooms, I had them as my higher power, and that put me straight to hell on earth. No, 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 no. I put everyone on a pedestal. I thought they were all better than me. That's the stupidest thing you're going to tell people. Oh, anybody, we could be your higher power. Oh, yeah, that gets me mad.
Putting on a pedestal is an entirely different conversation. That's usually reserved for partners, right? But as far as rooms goes, yeah, so many people are book thumpers, and just like they're the ones pushing you from behind into a direction. They're not they're trying to lead you in a way, right? They're not walking with you.
Right.
But one of the wisest things I ever heard was this little nooner meeting I would go down to in Oregon City. And it was just like maybe 8, 9 people, and they were all really old. I mean, like, I was definitely the youngest by at least 15 years. And this lady, she said one of the wisest things I ever heard. She was talking about like her higher power, right? She said that I have been on a quest to find my higher power for so long. I have traveled to Tibet. I have gone to Africa. I have gone to Italy. And after my journey through the religions, I have come to think, or understand rather, that my little primitive brain is incapable of processing what the higher power is.
Right.
I just have to accept that it's there, and I have to see how it affects me and the world and just listen. And I'm like, that's genius, right? Absolutely. Pete Holmes, that guy I was telling you about, he told a story on like one of his comedy sketches about him talking to the road manager for AC/DC, and they were talking about God, right? And the guy says, God, that's just a blanket you throw over the higher power to give his name and something to look at, because you can't comprehend what's underneath that blanket.
Right.
It's something that you can hold on to.
Right.
Yeah. And it's true.
Holmes. Yeah, I'm going to look it up. P. Holmes.
Yeah. He's a cerebral artist. I don't like Abbott and Costello. I don't like Three Stooges.
Is he something to do with Batman?
Oh, God, yeah. His Batman sketches are hilarious.
He's Batman. I see this Batman thing.
He does Batman. He does these...
As in, but Badman.
yeah. He does these interviews. Like, I don't know if you are familiar with Street Fighter 2. I assume you're too young for that.
No, I'm
a video game you play.
I'm in my 40s.
Okay, well, I'm 50. So
Yeah.
I don't know where you were at. I don't...
44.
I know you have boundaries, I'm sure.
Yeah, boundaries.
You have poor boundaries, just like me.
Yeah. I get in trouble all the time.
You know what? I don't even care about them. You know, what are you going to do? Improve my credit?
Yeah.
You going to stalk me?
Yeah.
Me, my German Shepherd,
No, I mean, the obvious boundaries like scammers and things, and you don't want to get into that.
You're fishing, you're coming in asking me for my home address and a list of my 10 greatest fears. I'm not going to give it to you.
Yeah. Oh, darn. That was my next question. If you partner with me in this podcast.
I would love to. Absolutely. It's funny that you say that, because I was going to bring that up.
Oh, my gosh.
Just in that.
That's my dream one of these days.
I thought about starting my own podcast, but I knew I would have to have a direction. Yeah. And so many soapboxes. Like the criminal justice system and mental health. And I could go on forever. Not forever. It's just for the underprivileged and the disenfranchised. These are my people.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I feel like I've been overly blessed.
Yeah.
And I'm in a shitty position that I
Yeah.
don't think anybody should be in. But
Okay.
I'm overly blessed. If I'm in this position, what are they in?
Wow.
Fucking kidding me?
Wow, that's beautiful.
Uh,
Yeah,
horrible.
that's just still I go back to that higher power.
I
So
call it the universe.
who do you oh, the universe.
That
Oh, not the
it's
universe.
because we are all made of stardust. You know that,
But
right?
yeah, but the universe is
Is what?
a created thing. It's not like a
Right. What is God?
well, God is not created. He's the
Yes, it
one
is.
not created.
Yes, that's the
That's
point. The
the
point
eternal.
is that we don't know what it is. We just have to have faith. God is the
Yeah.
blanket you
Well,
throw over the
luckily,
higher power to give it a
we
name
don't
and a
have enough
picture.
faith. Nobody has enough faith to believe in God.
I have enough
Nobody
faith
believes,
to carry me through the day,
and
right?
that's all you need.
To give me
No,
comfort,
all
right?
you need is faith in. Oh, well, for me, it's like I rely on Jesus's faith because Jesus had so much strong faith in God. You know,
Right,
he
right.
went to the
No, I
cross,
get you're a Jesus freak, and
literally.
I don't have anything against that. In fact,
No, I'm not. I'm
I
not going to
say
go
that if
through.
I lived my life like Jesus did, or
Yeah,
they say he did, right? Or if
yeah.
everybody did, or if anybody
If
could,
anybody did or anyone could,
if anybody could,
yeah. Okay.
you
Right.
know, I mean,
Right. Right.
seriously,
Yeah. It's
we all
only
suffer from the same condition. It's
right.
the human condition.
Right.
We are imperfect,
Right. We're
as was
imperfect,
Jesus.
but because of Jesus, we were made perfect. We were made perfect. We're a
Well,
whole new
if that
creation.
is your pomp and circumstance, you go ahead and run with it. And that is
I,
fine with me.
yeah,
That is
but
not mine.
I know it's not, and it's okay.
Yeah,
Like
no, it's got to be okay, right?
I don't
Because
care who believes or who doesn't believe in that particular thing. What I don't like is if somebody preaches eternal damnation, then you're going to have
oh
a
yeah,
problem because
that
I'm going
was
to argue to the T and I'm going to win the argument theologically and in the Bible. Everything you throw at me, I got that is not true.
no. I don't pull any punches. I am completely transparent about how I feel.
Yeah.
And the first thing that ever dissuaded me from the pomp and circumstance of religion is the thought that somebody on Fiji had not bumped into a Catholic, had not done his Hail Marys, and he had not done any acts of contrition, and he was going to roast in hell for eternity. I thought, that really doesn't seem fair. That doesn't seem like somebody I would want to pray to.
No, that's the anti-God.
Yeah. That's the opposite of the
That's your
person I
false
respect.
prophet.
Yeah. No, I mean, so like, again, whatever problem circumstance you want to give fealty to is not my consideration, problem, or it doesn't affect me whatsoever. It's how you treat other people. That's the only thing that matters. Oh, well, and animals, to be honest.
Yes, animals.
That's a big
Yes,
deal to me,
yes.
especially dogs.
Sometimes animals more so. It's like it
Oh no, no. I've
tears me
never
up
met a
even more
dog
so.
I felt validated in killing.
Man,
There are
oh
certain
my gosh!
humans.
Have you ever? Last night, my daughter and I watched a really good movie. You would like it. It's
Which one?
called. It's on Netflix. It's called Maya, Mia, and
Wait,
the lion or the white lion. It's a white
oh,
lion.
Is it? How
It's
old's your daughter? Let's get this.
my daughter's 10,
Okay,
but
my daughter is 16,
it would be perfect for her because this girl is 16,
but
and
she is not a Disney kind of girl.
no, it's not at all like
She's a
Disney.
Coraline kind of girl.
Yeah.
I only want good for people.
Well, back to the movie. The movie Maya
Oh
and the
goddamn! What
Lion.
movie was it?
Movie is Maya and the Lion, and it's
You are as bad as I am as far
really
as
good.
tangents.
Yeah,
By the way, because I'm
yeah.
a horrible distractor, and I've noticed that you are as bad as I am about shooting
Yes,
up.
definitely. But I got us back.
Okay, I appreciate you reeling us back.
So
My working memory sucks, like I said.
Maya and the white tiger is really good for that age of development too. I mean, my daughter's like wise beyond her years. Like she's kind of like a 16-year-old in a 10-year-old body, but that's beside the point. So
Um,
it's all about like this girl, angsty girl who doesn't fit in, doesn't know where she is in life. It just doesn't.
I will
There's
watch it, or at least watch a
moving
little bit of it.
moving around a lot, and so then they move and
I
doesn't
get it.
realize they
I
don't
get it.
realize
I
why
ain't
they
lying.
have.
Let me feel it out.
Oh, you don't want to. Okay, you don't want to
You
summarize.
don't give me the
Good.
synopsis. I want to feel
Sorry,
it
that's
out.
another thing about me that people probably don't like is I get really excited about something and then I want to tell you everything. And
Oh no, I am a stream of consciousness guy. Like I was telling my wife something one day, and I was just going off, and I'm like, this really should be written down at the end. I was like, this should be written down in a fucking book. And she's like, and I'm like, well, how do you feel about what I posited? And she's like, I'm sorry. I was thinking about
something
the
else.
last time I had a Danish. I'm like, fuck! Are you serious? I came
I
up with this
know.
genius dialogue.
I
You're
know.
thinking about
Yeah.
pastry.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I get it.
Sorry.
Right? Like people come to me and to like my daughter has actually followed me into the store to make sure that I didn't get into a conversation with somebody, delay our return home. Right? Because I always
Ah.
had this habit of people approaching me and like laying crap on me that they haven't even told their therapist,
Wow.
right?
Well, that's a gift.
But
That's
I'm
a
safe.
gift, though. That's interesting. That
No,
doesn't
no,
happen to me.
it's a gift and a curse.
I don't make eye contact. I'm one that wants to be in and out. I'm like, get me out of
Oh,
here.
oh no, I'm the giant glowing orb of attention. I always had my head on a swivel. I worked in psych. I worked as a bartender for 10 years. I'm always noticing every single person that's around me. It's a
Yeah.
safety thing,
Yeah.
which
You'd
is
make, you'd
not
make a
good.
good EMT.
I would make a great EMT, only they get paid shit and they have to deal with a lot of stuff,
Yeah, they do.
dangerous situations.
Yeah.
But then again, I worked in psych. I was one guy they would bring in whoever, drop them off, and I got two old ladies behind me as nurses in the nursing station. They're not going to help. So I learned good conflict resolution skills. I
Mhm.
also learned that bartending. A lot of times I actually had to put my waitresses on it because a lot of times guys get into that alpha male syndrome.
Yeah.
And then if a girl comes in or a lady comes in, like it's
Mhm.
quashed.
Mm.
Yeah. You just have to learn how to read your crowd, know your audience. But you guys come in with a hat cocked kind of the side, bunch of bros driving their mom's BMW to Applebee's.
Mhm. Oh, so can I ask you again about that COVID situation? Like when we were back in those days, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
too long ago.
Yeah.
Everyone had an opinion on everything, right? And you have your
Mhm.
your labels. Everyone, this anti-fat, Fauci. Your anti-maskers, and oh god, it was terrible, right?
Yeah.
Everyone had their little place, and the little charade. But what was the biggest learning experience that you had? That was my original question. What was the
Okay.
growth point in that year or years for
Well,
you
that
in
growth
the mental
point,
health? Because you were in social work at the time, or
what year was it? Was it
2020,
was it 19? No, it was 19, I think. Uh,
2020. No, it
no,
started
it was
in
18.
no, no, it started in 2020.
Was it 2020? Okay, so
Yes.
the ice storm was before 2020. The ice storm was when I got kicked out of social work school
Okay.
because of an errant text. Because
Okay.
I was trying to catch up on 2 weeks, texting between my group, my wife, and two friends. And
Oh.
one went to the wrong people, and I was interrogated by
Oh
a
no.
group of 8 women,
Oh,
and
that's so
they
embarrassing.
decided I was unprofessional.
Oh.
It wasn't that hideous. Yes, it was. There was nudity involved. I will admit that, but it wasn't grotesque. Politically, lay that out there. Like I know I got fucked over on that one. I know. I'm sure I could have gotten a lawsuit, but That's not worth my trouble.
2020, the pandemic.
So 2020 pandemic. Actually,
Mhm.
oh, looks like this doodle that just came over to my house yesterday.
Mm.
Oh, who's that? Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Don't salt the wounds.
Yeah, she has to go out.
Well,
Um,
oh, I gotta get my dog in. 'Cause-
she has to go out. I'll be right back.
Oh, no, take your time.
Yep.
Everything of Connecticut, except that Joe Rogan hates it.
Joe Rogan hates it. Why? I wonder.
Oh, I don't know. He always makes fun of it.
Ah! Didn't know that. I like Joe Rogan.
So
Anyway,
I actually like some things with him.
some
Just like
things.
Jordan Peterson. There are some things that I
Yeah.
actually agree with him,
Yeah, some
but
with
there's a
Jordan.
lot that most I don't. Little nuggets
Mhm.
that hold some insight.
So back to the
But I need
topic.
hobbies.
So, so how did that affect you during that time? It affected everyone in different ways, and I'm always interested in hearing
Also, the COVID.
the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. I was an essential worker. So
Hmm.
I had to go to work no matter what.
Hmm.
That's it. But that's how it affected me. I mean, like I had to wear a mask. It really didn't affect me. I mean, I was used to sterile technique and stuff from the
Yeah.
hospital, so that wasn't an
So
issue.
no horror stories, no one dying or
No,
oh wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I missed the last John Prine concert there was because we were too lazy. We got tickets at the zoo and we decided not to go, and he died of COVID the next week.
Aw.
And that makes me so damn sad. I only got to see him, and he's like an old folk artist. Like he played at Woodstock. He's just like one of
Oh,
my idols. Even though I'm not a musical guy, he's a
yeah.
folk singer. He's a storyteller.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, no, I'm really bummed out about that. Sucks.
But for your clients, I mean, were there anyone that was really affected
Well,
by it? Like
at
they
that time, no,
yeah.
that time was doing pest control and
Oh, okay.
um
Doing difference.
social work school. And yeah, it
Oh,
sucks not being able to go to class
mm-hmm.
because I prosper when I'm held accountable and have to go to class,
Mhm.
show up and, put my eyes on them.
Yeah.
Opposed to being self-directed in a Zoom class where you can do
Mhm.
whatever the hell you want. You could be getting
Right.
screwed up. No.
Yeah.
So I appreciated, I always went to class, but when you
Mhm.
stop that, um, it's just like in therapy, personal interaction is absolutely neutered when I can't smell your stink and you can't
Mhm.
smell mine,
Mhm.
there's a disconnect.
Yeah, there's always going to be. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
it's
true.
really important, especially like when you think about social work school or like even like
But
you say nursing, any of the caregiving things,
yeah. Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
really important you have that
Oh, yeah.
sort of cohesive environment to foster the ideas that you all, you know, hold dear and facilitate them.
Right. And to develop that bond and,
Yeah,
that
right. So now I
unique
have connections. My
expression.
antennas can touch other people who will
Yeah.
know things that I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we were really at a loss. But the one door that did open up for me was that I could talk to people from all over the world, all over the country. And for me, I think I was telling you, that's actually when I started diving into theology, and I realized, wow, I'm not the only one out there who believes this crazy stuff, because I literally thought I was like the only one talking about like theology and strictly like Christian universalism, like believing that Jesus really did die for every person in the world, not just the people that
Sure,
believe,
sure.
not just
So
the Christians, not
you
just
then
blah blah blah.
had
And there was nowhere, no church that I went to that was preaching this at all. And so for
that
me, it,
Jesus died for our sins?
so anyway, I'm just telling you what my experience.
No. I'm
I know
asking
you.
you. I'm literally asking you. You've
Oh,
never been to a church where they proffered the idea that Jesus died for our sins and
yeah, they said Jesus
message
died for
to
our
us?
sins, but they said that only if you believe it, then you're cured, you're healed, whatever. Some people believe in damnation, whatever. The major 2 points that I learned that is so different if you study like the ancient Greek, which is what I was studying because I was so obsessed with it. That because I read the Bible for real for once, and I was like, I didn't know this. I didn't know like God was in Christ reconciling the world to himself, not holding their sins against them. I didn't know that like in the first Timothy it says like all will be saved, everyone will be saved, especially those who believe. Like I didn't hear any of those verses growing up. I didn't know that when Jesus was on the cross and he said, "It is finished," that was all prophesied by David. Like, in there's just so much
Oh
that
yeah.
nobody.
Obviously, you are well more schooled in the
I,
Bible than I am.
yeah, yeah. Like I don't want to.
I'll go toe to toe with
I'm
you.
not trying to preach at all.
No,
I'm
no, no.
just
I know
saying
you're not trying to prophesize. I will go toe to toe with you on Leviticus, though.
Leviticus. Leviticus is it's a
I read
foreshadowing.
it because I was sitting at a wedding and I was
Oh, that's
bored and waiting.
terrible. That's what you read out of the whole Bible.
It was really interesting, and it
Uh,
made a lot of sense to me because I am
okay.
like a medical, biological, chemical guy.
Yeah. No. Actually, yes. Some of that. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
I
For the
food
Jewish.
preservation. It's
Yep.
a thing,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
Either we do it or we die.
Uh huh.
So it makes sense that that would
Mhm.
be something that they would impress upon the population.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
like make it like a mortal sin. Just to keep them alive, right?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
funny, juxtaposition between ethical boundaries and practical boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Because you're lying to them,
Well, like
but you're not lying to them.
even the whole like Abraham and the sacrificial lamb stuff, and like
Oh,
he had to
Christ. Don't get me
sacrifice
started
his
with
child,
Abraham and
his child.
his
Well, yeah,
children.
get this. They told you all of it wrong. So like, it's not about God wanting Abraham to sacrifice his child. That was not God speaking to him. That was Abraham's perception of what God would say, because back in the day they were all pagans. They
Hold
were
on.
all pagans. They
Hold
were
on.
worshiping these fake gods,
I'm
these
going to
like
find this goddamn picture. Hold on.
they were worshiping all these other gods. And so, okay, so God's like, fine. He let him believe, okay, bring your son to the altar, And then, right at the last minute, before he's about to kill his own son, he provides the lamb. And he's like, I provide the lamb. The reason, the whole
The
reason for this
lamb, the lamb is symbology.
is symbolic. Like,
No, not
I will
symbology.
come.
Symbolism. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I will
That was
come.
a
I will.
horrible.
Yeah, I
That's like
will.
saying
I
uh,
will show you who I
irregardless.
am. I will show you the true God, and I will sacrifice myself for you guys because you guys have no idea anything about who I am. So, and then Jesus had to like tell the religious guys. He had to yell at them and tell them, "Yo, you're doing it wrong."
Yeah, go figure.
You're leaving the poor out. You're leaving people out. You're like, it's blasphemy what you're doing. You're teaching them that
The disenfranchised,
this is
which
who
is
God
I
is.
have sacrificed my entire life to help.
Mhm,
And I don't discount that it has to do
mhm,
with my initial lack of self-esteem
mm,
and thereby developing my empathy
mhm,
and letting me really see who is in need of my service.
mhm.
That's the way I view it. I can't
Right,
explain it any other way. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
right. No, that's important because that's your story.
Yeah. No,
Mhm,
absolutely.
mhm.
Everybody's got their story and everybody has their um say impetus
Yeah.
to do what they do. And I don't know for a fact, obviously, who could,
Mhm,
but I do know that it definitely affected me in a way that has led me to seek the roles in life that which I do.
Mm. You have that peace.
Yeah, yeah. However, figure it in.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm a fan of, like, not pointing a finger, but curing a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter why it happened. It matters that we fix it.
Mm. And then who's we?
The people that care.
Yeah.
Because realistically, if you don't care, you don't fix it. If you're going to benefit from it, a lot of
But
people won't even know.
how do you care? What if there's something
That's
out
called
there?
empathy. You
No, but
care
I'm just
because you want.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Like,
Oh, no, I get it. I totally
like
get it because I
like
love
you
devil's advocate.
don't know somebody maybe in Africa who's dying who you could have empathy for, but you don't know that person. So how can you help that person without prayer? I'm just wondering. Like, how
Mm,
can you help that person that's suffering that you
okay,
know?
you've made your question clear, and I'm going to give you my response. I believe that by influencing the people around you, by
Hmm.
leading by example, you absolutely can influence their behavior. Because remember, we go from
Yes.
feelings to thoughts to behaviors. So
Yes.
if I can display to you, and if I can touch you, and if I can, you know, perhaps influence you just by seeing me do something and seeing somebody else be happy, that third party, it doesn't matter.
Contagious.
It matters that you're influenced in a good way and you're going to be more productive to the benefit of society in general.
So it's contagious and it'll just
Everything
mystically
snowballs.
happen.
Absolutely.
You
Everything
just,
snowballs.
uh,
Goodness begets goodness
right, right,
and everything else. You know
right, right. I know what you're talking about. My dog is just so cute. Did you
Oh.
know that dog spelled backwards is God?
I have more pictures of my dog, and I've only had her 2.5 years, and I have my daughter, and she's 16.
Oh, well, it sounds like you're really doing a lot right now. I want to know more about the whole pest control job. I know it sounds funny, but like, I
Oh,
feel like
no, feel free to ask.
I feel like there's
It's really
something,
interesting.
it's interesting. Like, I've never thought that job would be interesting until you told me about it. And
No,
from your perspective of it and going into people's houses, I would imagine it must be interesting. There must be a certain personality. Like, for one, it would never be our house. We would never hire a pest control. I mean, just because like we're the type of people like take care of it ourselves. It's too expensive. I don't even care if there's some mice living in our walls, whatever.
oh, no,
So so
I,
you'd never run into us.
right.
But like, what type of people like, and how does it? I don't know. I'm just curious.
All kinds of people,
All kinds of people. Yeah.
right? Because I've done work for commercial
Yeah.
apartments, right? And so
Yeah.
I had to go through apartments and
Yeah.
deal with
Become.
them. And
Yeah.
so that's sort of a lower income, but you
Hmm.
have like the super high income people that I've dealt with, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I've dealt with people from all across the socioeconomic spectrum, plus all kinds of demographics.
Hmm.
I mean, whether it be, we'll call it sexual orientation, gender, or cultural, right? I've dealt with Indians, Somalians, lots of Latinos, Romanians. Latinos and Romanians fed me the most. I love it.
Wow.
I've dealt with all kinds of people. And so it really did give me a really good, sort of spherical view. I'm sure there are deficits, and there's got to be pockmarks in there. Maybe I haven't. No, actually, I did deal with somebody from Micronesia. I have never dealt with anybody from Madagascar that I can remember.
Hmm.
I can tell you the difference between a Nigerian accent and say, Kenyan accent or the Gambia.
Okay.
They call it the Gambia. It's not just Gambia. It's the.
Mhm. But do you ever miss your research and all your work, or do you still do that? Do you still do the research and
Oh yeah, no, I go onto Reddit actually, and I just
yeah.
do free consultations for
Yeah.
people.
Oh, okay. Are you so you're doing some life coaching a little bit like that, or
Well, I do
ADHD?
that on another account. Yes, I do life coaching on
Yeah.
one. I do
Mhm.
pest control on another. I
Oh.
don't want to mix them up,
Yeah, right. Well,
but because I want
that's
people to
interesting.
understand like where I'm coming from, or
Right.
like because I actually have like on Reddit. I know it sounds stupid, but I have like a little sticker attached to one of my accounts because I am an authorized social science um expert, I guess.
Mhm.
As they would call it. I wouldn't call myself an expert by any stretch,
Okay. Okay.
you know. But it's just like it's something that I can do to help other people. Like that was part of the thing I realized. I've realized many things, right? We've all had our little epiphanies. I
Mhm.
realized I like cooking because I like making other people happy. I
Oh.
remember coming to that realization when I was 22. I remember
Yeah.
exactly where I was at in my car, my truck, and that was just like, why do I like cooking so much? Because
Yeah, yeah.
it wasn't for me. It was
Because
for the other
people like,
people.
yes,
It
yes,
was like seeing the joy in their faces when they're so excited.
something good.
They
Yeah.
tasted something so good. Yeah, that tickles me.
Yes. Which reminds me, I am about to go cook.
We can cook.
Yes. Burgers, grass-fed burgers. We actually don't eat meat. It's funny that today's the day I'm eating meat. Except for once every two
Trust me,
weeks.
am a
You're a big meat
I'm
eater?
an omnivore.
Okay. Yeah, but for some reason, like we haven't been eating meat lately. We're just trying. I don't know. We're trying. We like my husband and I like to. He's not here during the night. It sucks. We like barely ever see each other. But
Oh, is
I
he a
want.
night shifter?
Yeah, he like works a night job, but he comes home at about 9. So I like to start cooking right about now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I work during
that
the
would be
day.
perfect for me because
Yeah.
most of my meals come out around midnight. So if my wife
Yeah, because I get
home
hungry
tonight,
late. Yeah.
I would
So
be happy.
yeah.
But I
So
gotta
I'm
start
making
cooking
this
early.
grass fed burger with cheese. The kind of cheese is it's oh gosh, its
Come
name is
on.
escaping
Now
me.
cheese
No,
is important.
not Monterey Jack. Oh, it's the one with the yellow, the orange, and
Colby. Colby
yeah.
Jack.
And I love that. It's so
Yeah, oh
good.
yeah, no, it's a great melty cheese.
Yeah, so I'm
Try
looking forward to
Gruyere sometime. It's
cooking.
amazing.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
it's like I get it when I could spend $1,000 at the cheese corner, I call it. They
I
have
know.
those,
So
but they
much
have those
appreciate.
little grab baskets from like the burn ends or whatever.
That's a
And
dopamine rush right there. That cheese goes boop
oh
straight
yeah,
to your dopamine.
man.
It's
No,
scientific
I'm
proven.
all about dopamine rushes. And I've searched these suggestions about like a dopamine diet. Like you cut off dopamine for a while and then
Oh boo!
readjust. And I'm like, well, that sounds like going through like heroin withdrawals. That doesn't sound fun at all. You
Right.
know, not that I know what going through heroin withdrawals like, but I'm pretty sure it's right in that kind of area.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Well, we got to continue this conversation because I have so much
You know,
more
you
I
got your
want to
things
talk.
to do.
Yeah, but I
Cool.
have so much more. Like, we got to talk again. Would you talk again sometime?
Of course.
Maybe
Does
next
it
week.
look like I'm even done talking? I have not
I don't
even
know.
gotten
I don't
started.
know. I
You've
just
only
thank
stepped
you.
over the speed bump on the way to the hill.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's
No,
just
no, it's
been
been really
a
great talking,
pleasure.
and I
A pleasure.
appreciate your insight.
I appreciate your honesty. That's the best thing. I hate it when people like are like, oh, so friendly, and then later they're like, block this person or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
phony.
I haven't figured it out. I have never no called, no showed anything in my entire life.
Oh, good for
When I
you.
see people like small companies like hire or set up like 12 interviews and 3 people will come in and the other 9 won't even call or show.
Uh,
I'm like, what an asshole move.
yeah,
You're burdening somebody's time.
I know, right? It
Well,
happens.
maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
Nope. All right. Well, thanks
I
so
have my
much.
dog. You're
Um,
awesome.
you're
Uh,
awesome too.
I
And
can sense.
I'll
I
edit this a little bit and make it really short and then send it to you. And then, you know,
then I
do what
will
you want.
color
You can
it.
do what you want with it.
I'll do some post on it,
Yeah.
and I'll get your editing right,
Yeah.
and we'll do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
Sounds good.
I do photography.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you want to do some editing, that
I was gonna share something with you. Hold on, give me one
feel
second. I
free.
have to share one thing with you. You
I
have to.
love I love CapCut. I love messing around on there, so
Oh, I am a.
it's
Mm,
fun.
okay.
It's addictive.
Um. No, like I have a drone that I spent way too much money on.
Oh, nice. You got a big
And
fancy.
when you get into drones or photography, because I bought a DSLR, and then you have to get into post, which is post photography editing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole nother ball game. And I can't believe I can't find this folder.
Oh, shoot.
I'm so
Um,
sorry. You go do your thing.
Yeah, I
If
gotta
you're in a
go.
hurry, no, just bail.
My
Totally cool.
husband's calling, but
Mm,
send
I
it to me
am
on
not.
text.
I'm not important.
No,
Just
stop, stop.
text me when you want to talk again. My dance card is free for the next week at least.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah,
whenever
text
you
me
need.
whatever it is. Thank you.
You betcha. It was really good talking to you.
Good talking to you too.
Bye bye.